I'll let you know. I'm going to record it too.
All right.
Just in case.
Hello, Shauna. We had to wait for you to get on before we could go live. So.
All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly breakthrough session here. So first things first, I'm going to let you guys know how you can have your breakthrough. There's a couple of ways to do it. We're going to post a link in chat here in a second on how to join the Zoom from YouTube. And once you're on here, you just click on the reactions button at the bottom and click raise hand. Once your hand's raised, we can get to you. Of course, we're going to do it by whoever raises their hand first. I already see that John has his hand up. So with that said, I'm going to post the link in chat here for everybody. I'm going to ask you, John, to unmute. Unless if Dad, you have something you want to share before we get into it. We can get to you, of course. Hold on 1 second. All right. So, John, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You with us, John?
Yes, I am. Hey, everybody.
Awesome. Hello, hello.
All right. You know, sometimes I look at the screen, it looks like everybody's head is like this big. So, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Love you, man.
Love you too. Love you too.
So you often tell your story about what happened and how you went and you did had 72 people to watch the video, and from what I gathered, you actually sat there with them to watch that video.
Yeah, it was over an hour long too.
Right. First of all, how many people does that translate into these days with our 21st century? How many people would it take? That's my first question.
Every time I get asked that question, John, it's like if you were bowling, it'd be like me asking you, how many balls do I have to throw before I get a strike? It's like the drawing of the cards again, finding the aces. It was funny, Terry and I were talking because I talk about this scenario all the time. And on the Today Show, she always watches Today in the morning, right? And so they had a bunch of people on there from doing cornhole. They were really, really pushing cornhole. And so Savannah Guthrie, she walks up to this girl and says, "So what do I do? I don't even know what I'm supposed to do." And she says, "Well, you're supposed to throw the bag as flat as you can and try to throw it so it will fly into the hole." And she goes, "Where am I supposed to stand?" And she says, "Over here." And she said, "Just throw it toward the hole?" "Yeah." And she threw it and it went right in. So this is a lady that has never played cornhole before. And I think that everyone knows what I'm talking about on here when you see someone that does beginner's luck. And I think beginner's luck is because there's zero pressure. Zero pressure. So I know if I throw enough darts, I'm going to get a bullseye. I know if I throw enough darts, I'm going to hit a triple 20, whatever I'm going for. And now it's just a process of throwing darts. And so I was watching the reactions of everybody when they finally got it in the hole. You know what I mean? And it's amazing. Just how many people here have had a fun night out with a lot of people, your friends and relatives, bowling? You know what I mean? It's hilarious how you can see some balls that are going so slow, and then all of a sudden they just happen to hit the pins just perfectly, and they all fall down. And then you get the biggest player, the guy that is the best, or the girl that's the best, and they throw this perfect hook ball, and it hits the pocket perfectly. You can see it, and then the 10 pin standing. You know what I mean? And so of course they call that, I got robbed. I hit it. So I've been asked that question my entire career, and I just don't know that answer. I don't know the answer, so I'm not going to give you an answer that I don't know. And I guarantee if you reach out to Joshua Daramella right now, You know, here he's been planting seeds for 3 years. 3 years. But he found an apple that had seeds in it that turned into an orchard. I'm going to interview him. I because I know what he's going to say, what every successful person says. It's like they're not they're not willing to count the numbers and the time spent practicing because their vision, they're so emotionally attached to their vision.
I get that. I do get that. It's just, you know, when you tell your story, you pretty much say the same story all the time. And so that's what made me kind of want to ask that question. So then,
yeah, because my mentor gave me the goal of 72.
Right.
You know what I mean? He said he did 70 and I did 72. And of course, as soon as I hit 25K or 27,000 of volume, they called it a sales coordinator. He goes, now for the next goal. And I said, what's that? And he said, 2,000. Okay. He goes, yeah, you get 2,000 people to watch that video. And I now understand what he meant by that, John. It's that if people just understood, regardless of what you do in life, if you're just willing to go through the numbers, you're going to find the right people at the right time. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference what you're selling. You know, I think some of us right now watch stuff on infomercials or watch stuff that, you know, people get, you know, taken advantage in scams and stuff. And there's got to be people that go, oh, wait a minute. So you met them online. You never heard their voice. You never seen their face. You were just texting and you gave them 400,000. And everybody goes, I would never fricking do that. The scammer doesn't care.
Right. Right.
The scammer finds the ones that do. Right. I'm sorry I couldn't be more clear on that, but it's
well, I mean, actually, I mean that was clear. I mean, you just keep going until you find the people. That's really what the answer is.
Yeah, and again, John, one of the things that I'm still, you know, every time this happens, whether it's every leg that I built for 35 years, when this happens, it's amazing that Mosh again was involved in an opportunity that all of a sudden shut down. And, you know, Joshua Darmella had built a good enough relationship with him that he said, hey, are you guys still doing that? And it was perfect timing for him. So now when he got in, it's amazing that, you know, I shared with you guys that he brought someone in for free that didn't do anything, that brought someone in for free, that didn't do anything, that brought someone in for free, that didn't do anything, that brought somebody in, that brought in Joshua, the other Joshua, that went 25K.
Right.
And the thing that Mosh said to me is, he says he's never, ever heard about getting someone so excited and then getting them, explaining to them who their best person was so that he could talk to them. And he's going, that's changed my whole career.
Yeah.
And he goes, because I can put people in all day, and you guys know from hanging around me, that's the salesman syndrome. You know what I mean? So putting people in, having them fall out, putting people in, having them fall out. You know, it's like sometimes the lowest fruit that we end up getting picked, we expect them to do it on their own. Instead of immediately congratulating them and then, you know, showing them a theoretical example. And from there, you know, going in, you know I showed you guys the theoretical example that I'm using for the goal bot. And I'm telling you, Josh sent me a screenshot. Do you know anyone that wants to make this kind of money? And that's all, a screenshot. He didn't say anything. He sent me the screenshot. And I'm going, he made $89,000 in a couple of months. Then he sent me a link. And when I clicked on it, I was like, what the hell is this? I'll share my screen quick. So you guys, if you guys don't remember, you got to make me co-host.
Yep, I'm on it.
Okay. Let me know when you got it.
It's there.
And Josh is just a master sorter. John. So he sent me a link and I click on it and this is what I see. And I'm asking Josh, what do I do? And he says, well, continue. And then he says, put $2,500 in there. And then he said, put periods, that's a month. So he said 36 months. And then he says, I've gotten 40%, but put 20. And he says, calculate. He says, now go to the bottom. And he goes, would you invest $2,500 to make 1.7 million in 3 years? How crazy is a theoretical like that?
Yeah.
And so all I said was, hell yeah. And he goes, great. He says, go to OX Securities and put $2,500 in it. Now, I'm sure a lot of people still go, no, thank you. But what about the people that go, all right. All right. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the Akashic bot at all, but every time Josh goes in there, it says, hey, we won. And then you see everyone posting their wins. Josh is just on a different level. So there was a guy that reached out to me recently and said, it's Anthony Lombardo. And he said, so I stumbled across a lot of people in Nigeria. What would you say? And I know you guys hear my cookie cutter way for an average person to start learning how to connect, right?
Yeah.
But what if you already connected with them? And so I told Anthony to reach out to people from Nigeria that he's already talked to and say, hey, Nigeria is blowing up because of inflation and gas prices. And there's people right now making 2 million naira a month. Yeah. See, so, because between everyone here, if you could find a way to compress time frames, then you need to do that. So, when I tell you how Josh piqued my interest with the gold bot, I've never traded on anything. That was his way of doing it. But how many of you think that he's built a relationship with me in 5 years and 5 months?
Yeah.
See what I mean? So, with the people, especially in the inner circle, I just don't know how many times, John, I can share with you that you just got to trust your instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got all different levels of people that you've never connected with ever. But when something new comes out and you've already connected with them, why can't you go back to them? You know what I mean? With a different angle. How many of you guys know that MDC just did a win back program? How many of you got win backs? I didn't. Jerome says he did. One person. You know, how many people do you think I've had in my group? I think I've had, the biggest number was like 34,000. And then they did a purge last month. So now I got like 19,000. You know what I mean? And they did this giant win back between now and August. And I haven't seen one person. So it was a great idea to go back to the people that have already been involved in the program. I'm sure they said they got like 300, but I know they've had over 1 million. So again, that's all about the numbers. Could you go back to all the people that you've ever approached with a different approach? The answer is yes. I would rather focus on new people.
Yeah. And I guess since there's really no quantifiable number, then you have no follow-up. But I guess it really comes down to I'm still shifting in my brain,
Yeah,
because
here's the thing that I think might be missing, John. Would you care how many numbers you had to go through if you knew you were going to get them?
Right.
And here's the problem. I think that people don't shift their heart, their spirit, and their mind to the ultimate belief that they're going to get one very soon. So they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sort of a process that everyone has to go through in their journey. And they're going through people, but they don't mentally are stuck in an emotional and have the faith that, hey, this one, I'm going to hit one really quick. 1 out of 100, 1 out of, 2 out of 200, whatever. And so because of that, it sort of just ends up being routine. You're just doing it. You're not doing it with any expectations of believing that, like, if you're going to believe in a miracle, if it was for healing, you don't want that to happen years from now. You know what I mean? And I was consistent too. So, I just said, the scriptures say you can lay hands on the sick and they'll recover. By the blood of Jesus and the stripes of Jesus, I am well and I am whole. And I did it probably 5-10 times a day. So someone said, hey, if you're going to heal yourself fast as you can, how many times should you pray? You know what I mean? And it's like, how about every time I think about it?
Right.
You know
Pray
what I mean?
without ceasing.
Yeah, and I just had this vision too, John, that I felt like I needed to always go outside and stand in the sun.
Vitamin D.
And I just allowed the sun to hit this side of my shoulder and then this side and then my backside. And I just kept my hand on it. And some people think I'm weird. And other people keep asking me why I keep pulling shit off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the word I was looking for, John, was anticipation. There's probably a better word that you guys can think of, but when I do something, I expect to get some kind of result from it.
Yeah, expect the best then.
I don't want to just practice.
So you expect the best.
Yeah. It's like, why wouldn't I find someone that I couldn't congratulate for becoming an affiliate, throwing them on a Zoom and showing them a theoretical example?
Yeah.
And
I know the process works. I just did it the other day. I know the process works. A person came to me and said, I what I need to do next. They became affiliate, got on the Zoom and showed them the theoretical example, which that video is just awesome. That is awesome video. I mean, I don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything.
John, you just brought up something. Do you know how many times I've watched not only the video that you told me was sitting with the person or the couple, husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, and watched it with them and nodded my head and smiled and didn't say anything. But man, when video first came out and you could stream and do a Zoom with people, video conferencing, I can't tell you how many times I went, hey, if you want to understand the comp plan, I probably know where it is closer than you. Let me throw on Josh's video and I'll play it in front of you and I while we're on the Zoom, and let me go to the place that he describes it. And then what I'm doing with everyone is teaching them how to answer other people's questions.
Right.
It's not only point, guide, direct, but it's Jody.
So,
if you go to my YouTube channel and just put in 5,000 in the
I'm not as fast as Craig, but I'm on it. So
the only other thing is when we send the video, we really don't have any way to know who's watched it, or because we're not sitting with them and all that. Should that be a thought or a concern, or should I just keep going and the ones that want it, you'll know?
Yeah. I mean, when I pray that this will happen to every one of you, but I believe that you got to believe that it will happen. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I reach out and say, John, I was hoping you could do me a huge favor. I'd really appreciate it. You can watch this quick video. You not only see documentation of what the company's doing, but they're also going to show you how to create a free account like you would with Facebook or Zoom or whatever. And so I'm going to send you the video along with my affiliate link. And I want you to do this so you feel comfortable referring us to people. You also will have your own affiliate link that's directly to you. So when I find people, you know, you refer me to people and they sign up, I'm going to use your link so you get compensated. See, there's these words like Mary and I were going back and forth that I just wham, you know, it's just like, you know, watching Stephen Curry shoot 3-point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's like not even thinking, right? And I'm telling you guys, I want to catch this. And I believe that if I just did the process that I've been promising you guys and just stayed on there, you guys would see me do the peak. It would come back. The people would thank me for the gift. And then I would ask them to do me a huge personal favor. You'd see me post it. And all of a sudden I would get an email that says, congratulations, you have a new affiliate. And it happens just like that with the right people at the right time. It's like they connect with you. You caught them at the right time, and they immediately go to the affiliate link. Like when Terry told me, you know, hey, I want to find the best CBD, and I put most documented CBD. Then all I did is I just went to Facebook and I Googled, you know, my daily choice. And I mean, HempWorks, because it was a third party, scientific report or whatever. And so when I put HempWorks in Facebook, Jenna's Facebook page showed up. How long do you think it took me to click on the link and buy the product?
Seconds.
Yeah. And so that's where people constantly feel like they're messing up, because they're just talking to the wrong people, and they're like they get emotional about the rejections instead of just keep throwing.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. And I know I use so many analogies with you, but if you guys, you know, how many of you guys know people that decided to go bowling, right? And then you quit after your first or second frame. Yeah. And so everyone there is not a pro bowler. You know what I mean? And so it is funny to watch a sport like any other sport, that the madder you get, the worse you play. It's just hilarious, because now everyone gets to laugh their ass off. You know what I mean? So the guy throws a gutter or the girl throws a gutter and they're all pissed off. So then they throw harder, and that's just a bigger gutter.
You know something, Robert? I have a bowling story for you, and it's really interesting because, you know, I'm not an avid bowler, but my dad was. So he had all kinds of trophies, and so he did, you know, teach me some things about bowling. And we went bowling, and the other squad had a better team, but I was a better coach, because I would get up there and I would tell them, this is what you concentrate on. This is where you throw the ball. This is how you use the arrow. And don't worry about the pins, just let it go. And everybody did the same thing, and we outplayed the other team, even though they had the better bowlers.
Yeah, because the average was better, and you were encouraging them and helping them instead of just, you know, I never even thought about this. Can you guys imagine taking a person bowling for the first time and they've never, ever, ever bowled? Didn't know the concept of the ball, where to put their fingers, didn't know they needed bowling shoes. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't just tell them, put a list of 200 people together and just give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? You'd say, listen, what size are your feet? You'd help them get their shoes. You wouldn't tell them you need to go over there and get shoes. You see what I mean?
Right.
It's like Jim Rohn was always good at saying that we are going to get you a payday. Not you are going to get you a payday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I've seen Sandy posted in here. Sandy, we're talking when a person becomes an affiliate. So now they become affiliates and you reach out to them, congratulate them on being an affiliate, ask them to jump on a Zoom. And that's when you can, show them the theoretical example, watch the 5K video with them. Or if they don't want to jump on a Zoom, send the 5K video to them. So it's after they become an affiliate, because what you're trying to do is give them a reason why, Sandy, to give you their best people.
All right, Robert,
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Is that it? Is that everything you got?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Love you, brother. Love you, brother.
Too,
Appreciate you.
Hey,
Thank you, John.
I miss you when you're not around.
Absolutely. Some of the best questions and also some of the best breakthroughs I've seen with you, John. So
Thank you.
thank you so
Appreciate
much,
it.
as always.
All right.
So next up in line is Coach Bob. Coach Bob, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Can you hear me?
Hey, can hear you great.
Yeah. Just one comment, Robert, on that win back program. You know what? On sales we've been having I have about 300 customers and I send everyone emails on when we're having sales, and it doesn't seem like people are opening up the emails.
Wow.
So I really think it's just the thing. People just aren't looking at their emails.
Yeah, and right now, I can tell you only from personal, me and Matt had 40-some thousand active people on an email list. And every time we sent the list out, they would stop it from totally going out because a couple of people would say that we're spamming them.
Oh, yeah.
The people that did see the email and open it up would go like, I don't ever remember being on this guy's list. It's like so stupid, right? But then to see the 0.005% of people that clicked on it.
Yeah.
So so nowadays it's pretty crazy how people are watching their notifications on their messenger program.
Right.
So with those 300 people, if you could say, hey, by the way, I want to stay in touch with you. What social media do you use the most? And
Right.
and have, because it's always good to always send a message. I still do that. I only have like 14 customers, but and I think I just went over 19,000 affiliates. So it's like I still have people that are customers of mine, and every time I see their auto ship go through, I leave them a voice message. So I know it's I know it's not follow-up more than I just really truly freaking appreciate them buying the product. And I reached out to this Jean that we know really well, and I say, I just can't thank you again for supporting Terry and I all of these years. She was one of our very first customers, and she goes, you do know I love this product and I need this product, right? And I'm going, yeah, but I still want to thank you.
Right.
And it also, Bob, gives me a point to sort of practice this every once in a while. Well, I'll reach out to her and I'll say, oh, by the way, if you know of anyone that's interested in making extra income. And
Right.
her response, because she's so close to Terry and I, is she goes, that's not me. But so I try to plug something in people's head that if you hear people complaining, why can't you just say to them, I know you're complaining about that situation, but are you serious or just joking around? You know what I mean? Because we all know how people just love to complain. So if someone says, I dislike my boss, I can't believe I got to work this weekend. Listen, are you just complaining? Are you serious? Are you just joking around?
Right.
And most of the time is I'm just whining. I'm just whining. It's like, well, hey, if you ever want to change that situation.
Right.
So
the other thing I have is thanks for bringing to light on the free people to get them in, and then the people that they know might. I never thought of it like that, and I just thought if you didn't have enough money, just move on, right? I know, Robert. but I wanted
Hey.
to thank you.
Hey, you only can do what you know how to do.
Right.
If we're still using the bowling analogy, it's like showing up
Right.
at the bowling alley and all of a sudden you see this 18, 19-year-old kid and he's not putting his fingers in the ball. And he's holding it like this and he goes right to the gutter and with both hands spins it like this and it goes down and moves 12 boards, goes right next to the gutter and then like hits the pins almost sideways. Right. And it's like, all right, Bob, now that we see this kid doing this in a very unique way, let's us try it. Oh my God, we're going to suck big time. Matt has seen me the last 3 or 4 times that we've bowled that as a family. I've forced myself to 2-hand bowl the entire time. Just because I know that every time we go out, we only go out maybe once or twice a year. But I know that eventually I'm going to get it down.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like one of the only times I think I've ever beat you bowling is you trying something new. So, I'm like, keep doing what you're doing. I'm enjoying it. Keep going at it. But I know the eventuality of that is that he's going to be beating us again. So. He is one of those guys that had the bowling trophies, though. I remember going through the garage of stuff when I was young, digging through all the boxes, as you do, when you're young. Like, what's in here and stuff. And it's like all these bowling trophies from a life of my dad's that I wasn't around for. So,
yeah.
So one last question, Robert, is thank you for sending me the information on how to approach people and give them that. So on the science of getting rich, it's like dated, like it's 1910. And a lot of the terminology they use, it's dated. You know what I mean? When I was going through there. So I was wondering if sometime we could all get together here and kind of go over that as a group.
I did a mastermind on every chapter.
Did you? Oh, I'll have to go back and look at that. All right.
Matt will find it and I'll send it to you. And you just got in late. I apologize, but John Tier had a major breakthrough on gratitude. Not that he not only knew how to be grateful already, but we really dove in.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. And again, how can I say this to you, Bob? And because I know you come from a background of sales, you're really good at sales.
Right.
Okay. So understand the pre-qualification, right? When you're pre-qualifying someone. So there's people in real estate and in automobiles that sell a lot of the middle cars and lower end cars. And then there's people that are selling like $31 million homes. And so, we know if you're doing big ticket or coaching or affiliate program, it's all your mindset, whether or not you can sell a big ticket item or not.
Right.
And so when I was coaching, there was people paying me 50 grand to 100 grand to coach them. And I just kept asking for more money and they just kept showing up right now. It was pretty amazing. I did that video, whether you are worth it, you know what I mean? Right. Or whether you're deserving. When you say, well, if I'm going to coach you for a year, I'd have to charge you $50,000. And they go, okay. And you want to talk them out of the sale.
Right.
Yeah. That's when you start knowing you got to work on your deserving and being well enough. Right. But I wanted to share with you a lot of the things that I do, the language and everything. It's really just because we're building an organization of voluntary people. That's why I'm so far away from the closing and trying to get people to come in with packages and stuff like that, because I know I got the skills to manipulate people or give them FOMO to make them buy in. But then that's like, skinning a sheep. You lose them immediately. They ghost you. They go into like almost buyer's remorse. So a lot of the salespeople that do affiliate marketing is like, well, who gives a shit about them? You know what I mean? The chances of them continue doing something is slim and none. So why not hit them with the biggest package and move on?
Right.
Well, in this industry, I have people that have been on auto ship with me, or should I say buy on a monthly basis for 36 years. It's a totally different. Every time I move to another program, they're calling me immediately and going, what should I buy? And
Wow.
so that building that kind of loyalty or things over a period. So the thinking, the science of getting rich is really simply just the gift to get people to know, like, and trust you.
Okay. Gotcha.
So if we're using some of the terminology, even though I don't know your total background, but when someone gives away something as a gift on their website for signing up to get their email address, see, that would be the same in my world of getting them to become a free affiliate.
Got you. All right.
See what I mean?
Yes.
So now, hey, I Coach Bob's got a 3-video series on how to pull your head out of your ass, and it's and it's free for the next 15 days, and then this will never happen again. So get yours free now. And that people give you their information to get that program, and now you're offering the $7 program, and now you're offering the $27 program. And now you're off. So now you got the sales letter. Matt and I have done all of this stuff, right? Matt and I, believe it or not, it was called Life Mechanic before I got roberthollis.com. And me and Matt made over $3 million in like 5 or 6 years that we did that. Now, I feel like we spent $2.7 million to make the 3.
No, yeah, totally different business model. Like when you're running your own business, like the upkeep and the taxes and all of the things that you have to do become way more expensive than you'd expect. I mean, advertising especially. And so like anytime someone comes to me and goes, I want to build a network marketing business with advertising, what do you think? I'm always like, you don't have enough money to do that. Like, you're competing against people that have somewhat infinite pockets and buying eyeballs, right? And it just is a really hard game of adapting consistently. Like, we're talking about this model changing up, or like changing your ways a bit and learning something new, Dad, like you were saying with the bowling stuff with John. But it's still, in this situation, you still have to constantly adapt to the newest thing that's happening with advertising. Definitely don't recommend it. Some of the worst leads you get sometimes are from advertising too. Like, they're just not engaged in the same way someone would be if you listen to them and talk to them. These people come in blindly through a video, so like or a capture page. So it's a little different experience, right? And when you think about having a business experience with someone, and it's like they just walked into the door of your shop, what way do you want them to have gotten there, right? And it's like, if you're advertising a movie, it's fine to have a trailer and billboards and they just show up and watch it. But if the business is a business of talking to people and personality and relationships, odds are getting them in the door without any of that is not going to be a good start. And that's all I have to say on that. But it is really a difficult game.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
Bob, one of the things that I just thought of for you is, and I can help you with wording for this. But they've always said some of the best affiliates some of the best network marketers that have ever been in this industry started out as satisfied customers. Now, I was never taught to lead with that, but if you are going back to those 300 people and saying, oh, by the way, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's actually people like yourself that are satisfied customers that are not only making enough money to cover their products, but they're actually making extra money to supplement their income. Now, if they say, oh, yeah, I think I was aware of that, that's just not for me, Coach Bob. Then you can say, well, you can go into your account, and with one click and an agreement of an affiliate program, you can become an affiliate. And now you got a link that I could use in your behalf if you knew of somebody that you think. And I've even said stuff like this, Coach Bob. I've said, not only who do you know that's positive, that's great storyteller, that's great leader, but you guys, I have said this. I have said, come on, Coach Bob, there's an individual like me that hits you up every 6 months on a program. Let me try to divert their attention so they stop bothering you. Yeah. Because I really don't care who I'm going to go through, like I shared with John, because you find the right people at the right time, and then you get these explosions that last forever. So did that help you? Yeah. So just break down everything that I do and go, okay, what is he trying to do here? What is he trying to get this person to do? Because in a perfect scenario, every one of you know what we're trying to do. It's like you're finding a person at the right time that is willing to put the effort in this. They look at the link, they believe in their mind that they need to try the product before they can promote it. And then the next thing you know, they're a 1K. So, I got, 26 new 1Ks this month. But I'm like that almost every month, Bob.
Yeah.
So, there's been, I think the best month I had was like 184 rank advances in 1 month. And so you think every one of those people that get a rank advance is getting a pretty good sized check next Thursday. So then that propels the momentum, because now I teach people lead with your back office. And so, I reached out to Joshua Daramella and I said, hey, I said, I forgot that the back office is all new. So I was in the back looking at a couple of things, and I seen, how much volume he had on his binary. And I just, times that times 0.15, and it was $1,700 US, So I reached out to him and I said, Joshua, I know this is a personal question, but I said, what's the most you've ever made in a month? And he said, well, when I got out of college, he said, I got a corporate job. And after 4 years of being there, I made 400,000 Nira. And I said, so what is that? And he said, about $850 US. All right. And I said, how's that compare to the national average? And he said, the average person in Nigeria makes $700 US a month. Crap. I'm just like, and so he made a little more. And then he said, of course, then I found, network marketing. And I said, what'd you make last month? And he said, well, last month I made over $1 million Naira. So that's more than double his income, right? And this month he'll easily make 2.4 million Naira. So my pitch now with these guys is teaching them how to show their back. And he goes, I know, I'm so excited. And I go, how do you figure out what you're gonna make? And he goes, the commission calculator. It's like, so I'm sending these guys messages, keeping them pumped up every week, because I'm in the back office calculating. And I should have just sent them a link saying, hey, have you clicked on commission calculator? For the love of God. So, I mean, golly, Mosh and Joshua, it's a $4,100 bonus just for hitting 25K. I mean, I'm like trying to figure out, probably 8,000. So now you take 8,000 into how much nearer that is. It's like 2,000 for every million. So, oh my God. Like, no, I'm sorry. It's 2 million for every 2,000. So yeah, a million for about $1,000. So that would be 8 million. Hey, Coach Bob, I was wondering if you knew anyone in Nigeria. I made 8 million last month. It's like, and all of them have told me, I always thought that you led with the product. Why wouldn't you ask them, how much how many liters they can save per tank with FFX? You know what I mean? And as soon as I started telling these guys, hey, I'd like to show you my back office. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much, Robert. Love and appreciate you. And
appreciate you.
Yeah, you're a gem.
I mean, I sit there, I'll give you a quick one. So you got 300 customers. let's take 300 affiliates, right? And then we times that times 90, that's 25K. So I don't know what you're making right now per month, but that would be easily $3,000 a month. And now you teach them the simple way to do it. And now you just don't have Bob getting the customers every month. You got to get those other people to do it. So great questions. Great questions. Appreciate you too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate you. Excellent. So next in line with their hands up is Jerome. Jerome, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. You with us?
I am. How y'all
Awesome. Doing
How you
great.
doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. Oh my gosh. Robert, you're plaster over on my screens, man. All over the world. Where did I start? Oh my gosh. Let me go back to Monday. Okay, Monday. So Monday, I got 3 new affiliates. One in the UK. That's my first in the UK, and she's excited. And then I got one in Kenya and another in Nigeria. So I've been blasting Joshua and you guys all over. I was like, Africa is blowing up.
Yeah, and don't you guys find it interesting when of course, when I first got in, everyone in the world was sending me messages. What's Melody Riva doing? What's Melody Riva doing? Oh my God, I want to know how Melody Riva hit 25K. How did she do it, man? And it's like, then the next one, of course, was Aaron Parker. Oh my God, how did Aaron Parker do it? And then it's like, hey, how did Candace Bird Davis? How did Candace Bird Davis do this? And then it was like, hey, how is Tomas Adam? And, how is Shandor and Judith and Airpie? It's like I do the same thing.
Right.
I do the same thing. And here's something that I want you guys all to think too. So would you mind making $3,000 a month and you're a 1K and you have 225Ks underneath you?
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be great.
See, so there's very few stories that I have in my organization where, the person that brought in the person, and then you got the producers and they up, the upline, still doesn't have another leg.
Right.
But it's sort of fun to figure this out when you finally got one, like John and I was talking about, regardless of what you're doing, a lot of people go, wow, I went deep sea fishing and I didn't catch anything. And John's going like, well, you need to see the swordfish on my wall.
Right.
that I got one already. So I'm pretty good shot that I might get another one. Yeah, but how many times have you gone out and not gotten a fish? Listen,
Right.
Unlimited. Nor do I care.
My Zoom, I keep my schedules on my Zoom. They're basically booked for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And of talking to people and getting people excited. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping into the emotion, and then into the emotions, I'm letting them know if you do this is possible. As especially
the number one thing, Jerome, that I see all the time is, you guys got a lot of successful people in your group, but you don't have anyone in my country.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until like 2 months ago that when I was telling some people in Hungary in Laszlo's group, he was one of the first 250s, and I was telling them, do you guys know how poor Nigeria is, and with the inflation and the gas prices, and all of a sudden I could see Laszlo was like, he's a really cool guy, but he seemed very irritated. And so he was like, Robert. And I said, okay, And then he went through the translator and explained to me that out of all the European nations, Hungary has gotten hit harder than any other country in Europe. And then he goes on to say, and plus we have other things to be concerned about. And I'm going, what do you mean? And he says, don't you understand a lot of European countries border Ukraine?
Right.
Those are our brothers and sisters. I have downline in the Ukraine. And I'm going like, man, I'm telling them how bad Nigerians have it. And they're like, listen, you want to talk about your psyche being messed up. Live in Hungary or Romania. And I thought, wow, here I did again. I built 6,000 people in two of the poorest countries in Europe.
Right. Right.
And
So no,
yeah.
I've been watching your videos from a couple of years ago, and I watched your doctor video and so forth. So what I'm doing is I'm changing like a chameleon. You know, I'm going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just letting people know, I'm asking, okay, how much you want to make? How much you want to make per month? What will be comfortable for you? So they tell me. So what I do is I show them the video, the get started video, and then once they become an affiliate, I'll show them the $5,000 video.
Yeah.
And I do call and leave messages and congratulate them for being an affiliate.
Proud of you. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I want to thank James Saunders for joining me on. It was actually last night on a podcast. We talked about my day's choice and what we're doing, and we rocked the house, and then my affiliate in the UK is so excited. She's talking about the Fear Factor X. So she has a couple of people that own a gas station. So she's gonna be talking with them. Then I got another affiliate from Ghana that's going to be talking to me tonight, and we're going to be getting together on getting some plans together because he owns a business. He's a construction owner, so he's going to be talking to me about the Fear Factor X, and we're going to be getting together after tonight's
good
breakthrough, with Jenna. So
I'm proud of you, man. That is so good.
Yeah, things are moving, man. I mean, like I said, my Zoom is full, man. I'm getting up in the morning after I pray and do the 6 series meditation. I'm on a Zoom, you know what I'm saying? Talking. So it's just like you said, planting those seeds and just I'm telling people not giving up, and it's gonna take time, just being truthful, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man. I love and appreciate you, man.
I love and appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I thank you. I like I said, your face is plastered, so I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jerome.
We're together, so
Yeah.
Excellent results. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing too. We always love to hear breakthroughs and results and stuff too that people are getting. So thank you for sharing. With that said, next in line is Mary. Mary, are you with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute. How's it going?
It's going awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Robert.
Mary, how are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. You kind of answered the question I had about do you send out thank yous or do you reach out to thank your customers? And you do. Am I correct?
Yeah, I it's funny because I just reach out and thank them when they make a purchase. Yeah.
So that's what I want to do with mine. Now, I know you said it, but I missed it. How do you offer them the opportunity? Because it's going to be a little different because they've already purchased products.
Yeah, just like I did with Coach Bob. You know what I mean?
I missed that. I know I was listening and writing at the same time.
Yeah. I haven't. What I'm telling you right now, I came up with just pulling it, out of the sky, because Bob had 300 customers. I have not done that approach to any of my customers. It's funny. I think I will, because why can't I just reach out and say, hey, Mary, I seen you placed an order and I can't tell you how much I I love and appreciate you for supporting Terry and I. And then right behind that, and I go, I would feel guilty if I didn't tell you that there was a way for you to earn enough money to cover the cost of your product and more if you wanted to. And if you know of anyone that would like to make some extra money, let me know, and I can share with you a short video, and then you can make up your mind. So, because here's one thing that a lot of customers don't know. I know a lot of customers don't know that they can share their affiliate link and get free product. So they're so all they can do is tell you no, but understand if you're thanking them first and telling them that you love and appreciate them for supporting you, that to me is like, doing the science of getting rich.
Right.
So, like Bob said, even though there's a bunch of old vocabulary in there, I'm just seeing if they're open. You know what I mean? I'm just seeing if they're, hey, thank you very much. What do you think the chances of people listening to chapter 4, 14, and 7 immediately? Again, maybe 1 in 50, 1 in 100. I don't know. But if that seed changes their lives and they remember who gave them that book, I'm sure they might want to know some other stuff from you.
Awesome.
Good.
I've had good luck with sending out the Science of Getting Rich, and I've had people come back and thank me, and then I follow up with. So I haven't gotten a response from that yet, but I'm also kind of blocked on Messenger because I'm getting so many friend requests that what I do is every time I send out a friend request, I immediately then follow up with voice clip.
Yeah.
So I sent out, probably maybe 60, maybe 70 the other day. And I'm sure there's a limit, and I didn't know what that was. So now I can't.
There is. Everyone raised their hand or put a hand that's found out that Facebook has got a jail. It's like, Mary, that's a badge of honor.
Okay.
That's a badge of honor. And all I can tell you is it's happened to me at least 3 times. And even because of I have so many followers and I have so many friends that I've seen sometimes where I have 20 or 23 people that I've had to send happy birthday notices to. And so again, I know you guys are learning this, but you just got to trust your instincts. And so what I'll do is I'll make my first post of the morning, something, on a positive way. And then what I'll do is I'll start doing my birthdays. And then all of a sudden it's because I am putting their name first. You know what I mean? I know that everyone is different and I don't know where the kickoff is, but I just all of a sudden, I pray for guidance and help and interruption and surrendering all. And then all of a sudden I'll go, all right, I need to go check my messages on LinkedIn if I have any, or check messages on Instagram if I have any. And I just all of a sudden just feel like I need to step away because I think I'm guessing right now, you guys, that I think that when you do consistent messages one after another, that must be when all of a sudden the red flags. So when I started, doing a little, and then, people say they're HDAD, you know what I mean? I'm blessed with that superpower as well as being as dyslexic. So I'll find myself getting bored and then I'm doing other things, right? And then I'm doing other things and I go, oh my God, it was like 2 hours later, I go back and I finish my birthdays. So, but I'm doing it in this constant flow where I haven't gotten in jail in Facebook in a long time. So
hopefully it doesn't last long because I have, over the last 2 days, I have about 130 or 140 new friend requests that I have to respond to. So I'm hoping it's not more than, 2 or 3 days. I'm hoping.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm just guessing, but I bet you normally they tell you.
I didn't get anything. All it said, I didn't get any notification. All it said was the message can't be sent.
How many people know she's lucky? You're super, super lucky. That's just the first warning.
Okay.
So that's you that's you seeing a highway patrolman on the side of the freeway and you glance down, you're doing 78 and you let off the gas and they didn't come.
All right. So
Yeah.
I should give it about a good 24 hours or 2 days.
I bet you, because you said something to me today. You said, but I'm still able to respond to people that are saying something to me.
Correct. I
Yeah,
can respond to them, but I can't.
When you get into Facebook jail, you can't do anything.
Okay.
It usually a thing that pops up and it starts. I don't know what they're doing now, but a startup saying, "Listen, you can't do any messaging for 8 hours," and then what they do is they just keep adding more time.
Hey.
I've been not able to do any messaging or posting or anything for 24 hours. And that scared me. That scared me. And what do you do after you get done getting a speeding ticket?
Drive slow.
Yeah, you drive slow for a while until you forget about it, and then you go right back. Yeah, I see
exactly.
Arthur in here says that he's had it happen a couple times. I've seen Sandy raise their hand, so that's a badge of honor.
All right, yay!
Okay.
All right, that was it.
Right.
It was just a.
I'm proud of you, Mary. I'm proud of you. How many friends are you up to now?
Oh, well, with 100, let me see, 3,360 plus the 130 I have to respond to, so about 3,500. So
wow. Yay.
It's a lot to go through those, which is why I had the problem with the Facebook, because it's a lot to get through, and the whole process.
Just believe you're going to have someone that's going to get excited enough to introduce you to other people. It's going to happen.
And if not, you go out to 5,000 more people. So yeah.
Yeah, God's not a discerner of persons, so He's going to bless you guys as much as He's blessed me.
It's not a race. It's
all right.
a marathon.
Thank you, Mary.
Absolutely, Mary. No, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Obviously Facebook, they're like, this is one of the areas I don't really like about Facebook, is they're not necessarily the most open with what's going on or what isn't going on or the things they're testing or anything. So I've actually had it where I went to send somebody a message and it came back with that, and I thought there was something going on with my account. Turns out it was just a block situation. So they just blocked me. And then it's like, oh, the messages can't be sent. And then you're like, oh, maybe that's why. And so maybe check that. I don't know if you've had a few people, you've tried a few messages and it won't let you.
I did check that because that's the first thing I thought.
Right.
So I went to Facebook and we're still friends. So it wasn't that. So then I'm thinking, okay, I can respond to the messages, but I can't send any out. So I figured I'll just back off for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like we're not all gonna read like all of the rights or the things that we have. Like my dad used the pulling over example. And it's like, listen, Facebook has a really long terms of service that I guarantee you everybody on this call hit accept to, that we did not read, right?
Absolutely.
So you end up breaking a rule because you didn't know about it. And I think if you do get any notice from Facebook, I tend to lean more on the side of like caution.
Yeah.
Like my dad was saying, especially if you're building your business and using this one platform to build your business. And that goes for anybody on here, right? Like if you think all of a sudden that an algorithm is going to turn a blind eye to what you're doing, you're wrong. No one looked at this stuff and made a decision. Just like when you try to be like, oh, well, I want this to get fixed. No one's talking to you on the other end for that either. Right. And anyone that's run ads or done anything like that, it's like you're talking to an algorithm, or an algorithm picks you out of a group and goes, you're suspended. And then you appeal it. And then an algorithm goes, no, you're still suspended. You're like, no one looked at this. Right. And so I'm totally on board with doing that stuff, but just keep caution with it, because one of the things that Facebook also loves to do is ban people. If they do ban you, then you're kind of in a situation where you have to make a new account.
I only know one person that's ever been banned. And I'm sure, the people that
full ban of like a personal Facebook account is rare. A business account or an ad account, we've had 3 ad accounts banned. And we were following the terms of service. yeah, it just ends up being flagged and then no one looks at it. So then you just go, all right, well, I'm not going to wait months for someone to get back to me. My business is going to be at a halt if I do that. So I'm going to have to just make a new account. And I, even though it's against the terms of service to make another account, Facebook account, personal account, got to do what you got to do. Right. So yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dad. Thank you, Mary. I'm just going to say again, to raise your hand, if you're on here, you simply click the reactions button and then click raise hand. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to be on the Zoom here with us, there is a pinned message from my dad that has the Zoom link in it in chat. You can just click that, hop on here, raise your hand, and Robert will work with you. So next in line is Sandy. Sandy, you got your hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
I am.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. So first I want to say to Mary, when you're watching your messages, when your messages start going through slower, quit and go do something else, because that's when you're going to get blocked on messaging.
Thank
So
you.
some days I can get out 60, some days I can only get out 30, but I can only get out 30 if I'm doing it the night before. So it's like a 24-hour thing. Yeah, I found that out.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for going through everything. And I know I'm annoying because I always ask so many questions, but
Who
I
said that?
my mind.
Yeah, stop it. Stop it. You're not annoying.
It could be one of those things, Sandy, where you're saying that to yourself, but all of us, it's the opposite, right? Like we're not annoyed at all. We're going, thank you for sharing what you were thinking with us.
I know.
That's the element we got here. So
I know. It's one of the things that I keep working on.
all of us are. So
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad it's not just me. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom and everything that you're doing, because I do have 11 people that are supposed to be on this Zoom tonight, and they are all Nigerians. But what I realized I have not been doing is I've been connecting with them, and then I've been saying, oh, what do you do, da 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 da. But I have not been gifting them anything. So I'm thinking that, so now I'm listening and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I start gifting them something, then they're going to remember me even more. And then that can be more of a connection to get more people.
Yes.
Okay. And then my next question is that I just need clarification on is when I asked about the 5K video,
Right.
when you were talking, you said that you put your affiliate, you send that video, but put your affiliate link with it. But if they're already an affiliate, why would you send that again?
No, I'm sorry for the confusion, but in my process of doing something, when I'm asking them to do me a huge personal favor, I'm sending steps to success and freedom that's timelined along with my affiliate link.
Oh, got it.
So if I said I'm sending because I don't send people. So the steps are I got to A, get them to connect with me. B, get them to know, like, and trust me. And I don't know of a faster way than giving a gift.
Right.
When you give someone a gift, there's this law of reciprocity that kicks in. That's when you can say, oh, by the way, I was hoping that you could help me and do me a huge favor and watch this video. It's a short video of my business partner and friend, Robert Hollis. And he also explains to you how to create a free account. And what I would like you to do is create a free account so you look at everything, so you feel comfortable referring me to people.
Okay.
Throughout my whole language. So now I see that they became an affiliate. So I reach out to them, Sandy, thank you very much for becoming an affiliate. I'm really happy to help you in any way. So what kind of questions do you have that would make you feel comfortable referring me to somebody? I would like to connect with you more on a Zoom if possible, or a video conference. Most of them say yes.
Okay.
But there's still this large number of people that just ghost me, even though they're affiliates. So now what I'll do is I'll reach out to them, not only in the chat chat messenger and back of MDC. You guys, I use that like freaking crazy. because every time they log into their MDC, they got a little one that's up there by the bell, and they're like, click on it, and it goes to the message that I sent them. So I not only send them the $5,000 video, I say, listen, this is how people make money in the company. See, again, I don't say that this is how you can. And here's a video. I would like to connect with you. And then I also email it to them. And say, listen, if, I asked you if you knew anyone, Sandy, that's interested in making extra money, this is how much money they can make.
Okay.
It's weird. I'm totally talking to somebody the entire time like they're not interested and they won't do this. And it fear of losses the hell out of them. It's just bizarre how they're going like, why ain't this guy asking me if I need to make extra money? But then again, if I asked them, they would say, no, I'm not interested.
Okay, I got it. All right. I got it.
People's psychology is psychology is powerful. And, we always say child psychology, but, we're all sort of kids. I don't want to offend anybody. We're all sort of, we're still running with that child psychology thing and fear of loss. I've mentored some people, out of the 67 people that I've helped make over $1 million commissions. The closer I get to you, like I had inner circles with them. So that's why I'm doing this with you guys. The more people realize how much of a friend I am to you, the more you'll see me use that kind of psychology to get you to do the things you don't want to do. And I'm doing it. You can't stop me. You see, so I got some people like, the one that my mentor used to use on me all the time, Sandy, is I go, you guys are inner circle members. And because you are, I believe that you guys have something more special. And I was going through all my old notes of my first notebook that I took when I met my mentor. All right. And I got a secret I'm going to share with you guys. And I'm going to do it. See, it's so funny. I see Melly laughing already. And I'm going to share this with you guys, but I don't have time tonight. So tomorrow, if you guys are interested in learning this thing, it'll probably take me no longer than 30 minutes. I'd like to go over it with people, but only the people that are really interested in knowing this secret.
I do.
And it's like, there's still a part of your brain that's going, is he being serious? Matt's been around his whole life, and it feels like Melody's been around me. And it's like a number of times they're going like, are you just pulling my leg? Are you just pulling my chain? Are you really going to do that? And I'll do that exercise. My mentor did that to me. And I guarantee you that people will watch this and won't be paying attention on the recording. And they're going to leave me a message. What time tomorrow? What time tomorrow on Friday? That you're it's like, don't leave me out of that secret. It is funny. It's funny where we watch infomercials, and in our mind, there's this conscious part of our mind, Sandy, that's still just doing the BS meter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Limited time only, not sold in stores, and you're watching the clock click down, and you're going, no, that ain't working on me. And then they do a couple more testimonials, and you're like, damn it, what was the website? It's like, what if this never does show again? What if I can't find it in stores? It's hilarious. And then, of course, they got to throw in at the very end. And, Sandy, you're such a special person that we're going to give you another one just for shipping.
Right.
And we all go, why am I doing this? It's like, why am I doing this? So I appreciate you, Sandy. Any other questions?
Nope, that was it. Thank you so much for all your time.
You bet. I love you and appreciate you. I there's nothing that gives me more fulfillment, you guys, than watching you get the clicks. You know what I mean? If you guys have done anything in life, you learned in levels. You learned the basics, and then you add the sprinkles, and then you learn the basics, and then you add this. And then you are efficient at every part. You know what I mean? So yes, we've used the bowling analogy probably too much today, but you guys get it. And it's like, okay, so I got to figure out how to get a strike. But how many people realize that you better learn how to get spares first? If you're gonna beat anybody, it's like, okay, I got to throw and hit those 2 pins at the same time, 1 and 2, or 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 3. Okay, I got to get them right. And then you realize that you don't hit the pocket, so you always got pins left. And now you got to figure out how to pick up the spare. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden it's like a single pin's no problem, double pin's no problem. You start figuring it out, and then you get a split. You're like, crap. What is it called? The difficulty level goes up a little bit. And so just trust yourself and learning every piece of the process. And like I was sharing with Mary today, you're going to know exactly what to do next. So it's easy for me to, like I've shared with Bob and you, Sandy, it's easy for me if I already reached out to you and said, Sandy, I hope you enjoy the book. It was a game changer for me in a lot of areas of my life. And oh, by the way, I was also hoping that you could help me. And if you know of anyone that needs to make extra money. So when they become an affiliate, and then I reach out to them and say, I want to show you how much money can be made with this, and also answer all your questions so you feel good referring me to other people. So if you guys notice, all of my language is what's in it for Sandy, 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 what's in it for Sandy. Not one time am I going to say to you, even getting people to buy products. So when people see me do the free thing and they don't get how I can build a group like I have in Nigeria or Budapest, it's making people understand that 2 or 3 of them can come in together and even buy samples, that they can go out and sell the samples for more than they paid for it to move their way up. I mean, how many people do you guys think that, can afford to come in for $800 in Budapest, Romania, Nigeria? Are you kidding me? That's more than a month's average income. And so that's the baby steps that I take with them. And it's those baby steps that they say, oh, this product worked. Oh, this. And then I say to them, and I always do it on a Thursday night, just like now, I'm watching them all. And I'd go back and I'd say, hey, Sandy, do you remember when you introduced Mary and she became an affiliate? Do you know that she actually bought some product? Yeah, I seen that. Mary's really excited to try out the CBD or whatever. Well, let me share something with you because I don't want you to miss out. But if you decide to become a builder, director, or an executive between now and midnight Pacific time, you won't miss out on that bonus on Mary's purchase. Now, listen, Mary, right now you're going to get 25%, and the other 25% is going to come to me. I don't need the money, but I'll take the money. So with the product being 60-day money back guarantee, maybe talk it over to your husband or whoever, but if you could make a purchase of products that have a 60-day money back guarantee, you could actually get the full commissions on Mary's product. I just wanted to throw that out to you. So the conversation with you and your husband, or you to yourself, is like, listen, I sent the link to Mary and she already became an affiliate and bought something. It's not that I'm not getting money. I'm going to get money next Thursday. I just can make more. So now all of a sudden it's like, people go, nah, I didn't even have to ask my husband. I'm not
Right.
out on the money.
And I never thought about mentioning it I have 2 affiliates that are going to be on tonight that say they have people coming too. So that's all above and beyond my 11. But I never thought to say to them, get with some of your friends and buy some samples of the FFX and pass them out. I never thought about doing that.
Yeah. And see, again, it's all listening skills, right? So I reached out to Joshua and I said, tell me a little bit about yourself. And he lived, like you guys heard me tell the story, personal driving time. I think it's like 4.5 hours outside of Lagos that he lives.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And so 6 hours or 7 hours on 2 different buses. And so I said to him one time, I said, congratulations on being an affiliate. Now let me share with you how to share this, because if people come in and purchase product. And he goes, Robert, you wouldn't believe how poor people are here. And I said, but if they knew they would make money by saving on their fuel. Now, see, this is me bringing him in when FFX came out and the other products are not even here. And I said, so, do you think you could come up with the money to get one sachet? One foil pack at FFX? He says, well, I could do that, but then I would have to travel 8 hours to get there. Don't worry about that right now. See, I brought the idea, I planted the seed in his head. If you had a personal story that the product worked for somebody, what is that going to do in your belief? Got it. Don't worry about that right now. So if we need to get you money to get you to come in as a builder, a director, or an executive, then we need to find people that I can help you share your affiliate with link to, because if they purchase product, then you get paid by next Thursday and we can use that money for you to go get your product.
Okay.
So everything that I'm doing is like, even with the investment stuff right now, people are saying, Robert, I don't have $2,500. It wouldn't make a difference if that thing was making me 80% on my money. And I said, so do you believe in it enough after you've seen the results that if you did have $2,500, you would put it in there? Yeah. You just gave me a goal. Because we could set out affiliate links, even if we're marketing the Gold Bot in other countries. And there's people right now that are coming in for $19.99 because they can afford to. So now they got $389 in savings on a year. They're qualified for a year. They don't have to buy anything else. And now what they can do is start making money with the Gold Bot. But if you brought somebody in like that, you would make $480 off one person, Sandy. But it's 1,200. The points amount is you get 2 people on that package. You're a 1K.
Right.
So
Got it.
all of a sudden it's like, you just got to give them different angles where they went, wow, I never thought of that. Oh, I never thought of that. So of course I came up with that with coffee. Even though it was $20 a box or 30 sachets, I would tell people, 3 people to all go in on one box and then divide the sachets, go out and sell them, and then come back and buy their own box. And then go out and sell them. And then just like me, when I first came in, it's like, well, how many people do you know that need money? Well, everybody. You do know they could become affiliates with us, and every time they bought some product, you get paid. It's like, what are you talking about, Willis?
Right.
It's like, and it's weird that most people don't get that right away. I didn't get that in my first 2 weeks in this industry. You guys always hear, I always talk about 45 days, and 2 weeks, I struggled listening to people I shouldn't have. And they had me basically, going door to door selling water filters. And it didn't take, so I never thought of this until I just talked to you about this, Sandy. It's like, we know how many people believe they know people, not you guys, because you're inner circle members. But how many people run into people all the time that know everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, in this industry or anything in life, they know everything. So they're not going to ask you what to do, and they're going to go out and do it your way. They're going, Sandy said, do this, this, and this. Oh, that's BS. I'm doing this. I already know what I'm doing. And it takes a couple of weeks of them not getting any results to realize that they're either going to quit or call you back and say, Sandy, what was you saying again? I was you know, they're not going to apologize and say they wasn't paying attention and thought you didn't know what you were doing.
Right. Right.
But that's why you'll notice, Eddie, regardless of the position that you're in and the money that you made, all you could say to people is say, just listen, I'm always here when you're ready to make a consistent weekly check. Just so I'm here. So, well, you don't know what I'm going to do. You ever seen those U-Haul trucks and that go down the road? Yeah, I'm going after U-Haul. And then U-Haul's going to talk to all the customers and give them the chance to buy the FFX at the U-Haul store when they're buying their rope and their blankets. And you're like, good luck with that. You know, good luck. I don't know if that's going to duplicate, but
Right. Right.
And then you find out all the red tape and the bureaucracy and all of this stuff. And it's like, even if a person could get a deal like that, not that I'm being negative, you have to talk to the people that are at the board that are making the decision. And now they're literally, you hear this on Shark Tank all the time. It's like people, oh, I'd like to have them on my product at every store. You do know they're going to make you give it to them for free, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to be in Walmart. I'd like to be in CVS. I'd like to be on these stores. You're going to wish you didn't. You know what I mean? So, and isn't it funny? Have you guys seen this? If you watch Shark Tank, as soon as someone says, well, what'd you do for sales? Well, we've been in business for 3 years and we've just been using the internet. We just went over $2.5 million in sales. And everybody's going, damn, Sandy, that is amazing. You should be proud of yourself. So what are you going to do with my $250,000 if I give it to you? Oh my God, I'm immediately going to all the box stores. And all the sharks at the same time go, no, they just go, don't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, you're making a full-time income by just marketing to the people on the internet? And it's probably more of a pride and an ego thing than anything. Mm-hmm. So you can tell.
What's her name? Lori?
Yeah.
So she wants them to go to QVC with it. So
yeah. So Grenier, Lori Grenier. But yeah, that's awesome. So Sandy, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
They're never what is the word? See, I can't even say the word.
There's never a bad question. Annoying, something like that. Yeah. No, I think, you know,
and I hope that none of you think that, you know, hey, listen, you guys see me. If people are going to ask some stupid questions and sometimes they don't have a question, I always have some people that jump on and they just want to talk for a while. And it's like I'll help you. I'll help you get to the question.
No, yeah. I mean, and I was going to say, there's a lot of people too that they don't ask questions, but they may have them. Maybe they're mentally not in the place where they feel comfortable asking and stuff. So it's always good to keep in mind that your question might be one that many people have had, but don't have like the heart or something at that point to share. Like they're not feeling the impression to share. So we get a lot of times where someone will come on and say, listen, this might be a dumb question or something like that. And then we answer it. And then you see in chat and in general, a bunch of people go, that was the question I was going to ask, or that was something I've always thought of. So thank you so much, Sandy, for sharing. Appreciate you. Well, Dad, I don't see any more hands raised. Do you have anything else you want to share?
No, I was going to. I know that some of you may or may not seen this. I know it's in the $5,000 video. But it's neat to see people hit, 5K, 10K, 25K. And one of the things that I do, you guys, is I'll go back to people that are getting results that I've trained, and I'll ask them, what's the thing that clicked for you? What's the thing that you went, I can do this? And Mosh and Joshua, and I'm trying to think of the other person. I think it was Edwin Hayes. He's a doctor in Nigeria. Both of them said when I showed my first month's income And my first volume, I guess I showed it in the $5,000 video. And for them to see that I said to them, listen, let me show you how to make $5,000 or more. And then in that video, I guess I show them, hey, listen, here's what I did my first month. This is what I did my second month. You know what I mean? And so every one of them said, I was telling them what I was doing. I was doing the theoretical, but then I told them, listen, I applied this and this is what I got. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. You know what I mean? So one of them reached out to me and said, do you got those separately? You know, can you just share me the graphics of that? And I said, yeah, hell yeah. You know, so I was gonna do that on this video. And if any one of you wanted them, you know, let me know. I was trying to find it here. Well, I know exactly where I can find them fast. But some of you have seen this. So, and I'll tell you why it was brought up too. Mosh right now sent me a message. If I told you guys the story, sorry for saying it again. But he sent me a message going, oh my God, Robert, I got like a week left and I'm at 41,000 in volume. And I'm just really, really upset that I don't believe that I'm going to be able to hit 50K. And so I sent him this. I said, I didn't hit 50K my first month. I hit 41,000. It happened to be exactly what he has for volume right now. And I said, you know, I said, and they're all big believers out there in God. And I just said, do you remember me telling you that as soon as you have joy and wonderful things that are in your life and you feel good, that the adversary is there to steal it away immediately? And they went, yeah. And I said, I can't believe how well you've done this month and how many people you have in the system that's going to get a check. And you're stealing your joy because you didn't hit 50K. And you should have heard the message he left me back. He was in tears. He's going, man, you're right. You know, he says, I was just about ready to put a lot of pressure on a lot of the people that have already got me here. And I was going to see if they couldn't push harder and if they could buy more product because we're getting paid, you know, on Thursday. And he says, I'm not going to do that. So, you know, he hits 25K, he's probably going to make around 7 or 8 grand. And he's upset because he won't hit 50 grand. How many of us do that? You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we're not grateful for, we're not grateful for the journey. We beat ourselves up because we do compare-itis. Oh my God, did you see Jerome already hit 1K? Oh my God, did you see that James already hit 25K? We do compare-itis, and then we beat ourselves up because, oh my God, I could do more, I could do more, I could do more. And we still are all our joy away of actually doing this one step at a time because we forget to be grateful for what we already have. Some of you probably like me, when I met my mentor 2 weeks, I can remember, and he got mad at me immediately. And I go, for the love of God, I'm so effing pissed right now. And he's going, why? And I said, I just wish I would have met you 2 weeks ago. And he goes, when did you get hurt on the job? I said, 9 months ago. He said, why didn't you say 9 months ago? Why didn't you say 20 years ago? So we always have this tendency of Sandy going, hey, so all right, so I got involved in MDC this long ago, and I've been doing it the wrong damn way. If I only would have known the right way to do this. Stop doing that to yourself. Okay? Stop beating yourself up. And what is it? Shoulda, stop shoulding all over yourself. You know, I should have known this. I wish I would have known this. No, just be grateful that some people won't want to hear this, but you know, sometimes the information gets to you exactly at the right time. because you probably heard it already. You just wasn't ready to receive it. Right? So sometimes you got to let people go through a little bit of struggle. And then they come to you frustrated and overwhelmed and confused and sort of upset. And this gives you a chance for you to turn it around and make it look good to them. Right? So I showed him where he was, and then I shared with him next month. You see what I mean? I go, listen, your group's going to go from here to here. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'll try to find the income one really quickly. And I know where it is because but when some of you see my results, but you still are not proud of your results. When are you going to be proud of your results? How many of you have gotten a check or a deposit from MDC? How many of you have gotten more than one? Do you know how unique that is? If you don't, look at the income disclosure statement. Because most people never make more money than they pay in qualifying for product. Less than 1% of the people in this industry in the world make money. Less than 1%. So if you guys gotten a check and you got more than one check, you're already in that 1%. Doesn't that make you feel better? So here's what your language should be with people. Hey, listen, all I can share with you is how to get paid next Thursday. I know exactly the simple steps that you need to do to get paid next Thursday. And I know that because I've been paid. Now, my goal one day is to make what Robert's making, but I can show you how to get that check. Eric Worre has been doing a full court press on videos right now. And I seen a video, I think today, and he said, do you guys know that a retention of people in your organization within 6 months is less than 20%? And he goes, now listen to this one, because we got data. Within that 6 months, if someone makes $1, 72%. It's a belief check. So for people to go into their back office and see something in their wallet is huge. But what do people do again? Compare-itis. So my first check was $0. My second check was $70. How many of you guys think that I shared my back office when I made $70? I shared it when it had $0. Why? Look at the people I got coming in. Because the majority of the people on the planet have never, ever gotten an affiliate in anything. So that's why people sort of get let down. Well, I got an affiliate in, but they didn't buy anything. You didn't give them a reason to buy something. So if you say, hey, don't worry about that right now. What if I could show you how to get a check by next Thursday without you investing a penny? That phrase right there has made me $58 million. Take it away, share with them what to do, then describe to them their chicken list and help them come up with ways to go after the best person they know. The most encouraging thing, I've seen this happen 3 or 4 times in my career. And now I have a story like Joshua. You know what I mean? The story used to be a girl named Kristen Woodman. She still gets paid from this company. But Kristen Woodman worked full-time and loves what she does. But she introduced me to Steve and Diana Stevenson that went 50K. And now I have Joshua Darmella. He might make 5K this month. That would be cool. because now he's building another leg. He's got 2 1Ks and another leg. I'm so excited for him. So, he's really going to do well. So, to think that he's not even getting check matches yet and makes over $2,000. How many of you guys would flip your lid if you made $2,000 in 1 month? I probably wouldn't even see you on Inner Circle anymore. You'd just be like recruiting the world, because it's a belief check, right? And so don't forget that you're doing great in your journey. You're doing great in your journey. Stop compare-itis. Just allow it to sort of come to you. Is that fair? So that's a good place to close it out. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Matt, you done or you gone?
Hey, can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
I said what?
I am having technical issues with Zoom here. So I was just checking to make sure you guys could hear and see me.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, John, Bob, Jerome, Mary, Sandy. Thank you guys so much for sharing and being part of this with us. We're going to have another one of these next Thursday at 3 p.m. Of course, we've got the Saturday AMA happening Saturday at noon Pacific time with my dad on YouTube, roberthollis.com/YouTube. And we also have daily videos, all kinds of stuff. So thank you guys once again for coming. Love and appreciate you guys, and see you next time. Thank you. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute here.
Got my air hug back. Got my air hug back.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Melody,
Thank you.
Donna, Don,
Nice rock.
Peter,
Robert,
Arthur, John, Randy, Matthew, Jerome, Coach Bob, Shauna, tell Kevin hi, Bill, James, I love you, man. So proud of you.
love you too.
James's group is growing, man.